begin. Say hello. Hi. Right. Stages of hemostasis. What are the 4 stages of hemostasis? Katrina.
Vasoconstriction, platelet plug, then the coagulation cascade, and then the cleaning up of fibrin.
Yeah, just basically resolution. So 4 stages. You've got vasoconstriction, primary hemostasis, secondary hemostasis, clot stabilization and absorption. So vasoconstriction, what is the factor that is normally in higher supply?
For vasodilation, or sorry,
Yes.
vasoconstriction.
Normally, when you're vasodilated, what is the main thing?
Nitrous oxide.
Yes. So NO in a normal state, and in a pathological state.
Endothelin.
So endothelin is your vasoconstrictor.
Yep.
So it's all about the NO to end ratio. So, if we begin with primary hemostasis, what would you define that as?
That's the formation of the platelet plug.
Yep. So, 3 steps: adhere, aggregate, activate. Yep. So the platelets adhere, the shapes change, they will release the granules and recruit. Yeah. So you can use activate or aggregate interchangeably, basically. So they will release things like ADP and TXA2. Now, TXA2 is thromboxane 2. It's just procoagulant. So
ADP
it will just
is a vasoconstrictor.
it will just TXA2. All it will do is just recruit more platelets. That's all it's doing. Yeah. That's primary hemostasis. Dead easy. Secondary hemostasis is where it gets a bit more complicated. You've got the extrinsic and the intrinsic limb. Which comes first?
The extrinsic.
Extrinsic limb. Yep. So tissue factor is the spark, and then which factor is it?
7.
Factor 7. Yep. And then the intrinsic pathway, which is the first.
That's 12.
Then?
2 collagen. Then 11. 9. 10.
Yep. So now we're in the final common pathway, where they both coalesce. So you've got what?
2 and 1.
2 and 1. Yep. So I think the next one are the cofactors. What are
Yep.
those?
So for 9 it's 8, and for 10 it's 5.
Yep.
And
So we've got
calcium.
our weak cofactors. And calcium, yep.
Are iron, stabilizing ions.
So, I don't know what comes next. Yeah, okay, so the extrinsic spark and the intrinsic spark. What are they?
Extrinsic spark is tissue factor.
Factor
The
3, yep.
intrinsic spark is collagen to factor 12.
The negative substance, yeah. So, to test the extrinsic versus intrinsic, what are you doing?
Extrinsic is prothrombin time.
Yep, prothrombin time, PT.
And then the intrinsic spark is PTT, parathrombin time?
Partial
thromboplastin time.
Yeah, just PT and PTT together, blah, blah, blah. So, don't forget factor 13A, which stabilises what?
Fibrin.
The cross links, yes.
Yep.
So, your calcium, as you said. So, what's that complex called?
That's prothrombinase.
So it will do what?
It will break down prothrombin into thrombin.
Yeah, so it turns the zymogen, the inactive precursor, into the active protease.
Yep.
Boom. So prothrombinase, factor 2 is what?
Thrombin
Factor 1?
is our fibrin.
Fibrin.
Thrombin will convert fibrinogen to fibrin.
Yep. So, PT and PTT. PT, prothrombin time to clot using synthetic in vitro TF, activating the extrinsic pathway. Use the INR, the normalized ratio, calculated to see if clotting appropriately for someone on warfarin. And warfarin knocks out vitamin K things, which is factor 2, 7, 9, 10. Now your PTT uses glass beads, etc. Negative subject to activate the intrinsic. INR is also used. Yeah? Dead easy. So here's a quick summary. So thrombin has 4 functions. It's pro-inflammatory, negative feedback eventually, positive feedback to the cofactors, which are factor 5, factor 8, and factor 11. And then cleaves fibrinogen into fibrin. So thrombin has those 4 functions. Nice, simple. Now, drugs. Heparin, warfarin, new oral anticoagulants. So heparin's mechanism of action is to reversibly bind anti-thrombinase 3, which means... Oh, okay, because I'm not going to go in there. Warfarin knocks out vitamin K metabolism. So factors 2, 10, 9, and 7. Yeah? So warfarin, we did it at week K, didn't we? So do, boom, boom. So it's going to knock out 2, 10, 9, 7. Yeah? And then your heparin, do you remember what that inactivates?
Factor 10 and factor 2.
Yes. So I guess don't do it way, haven't I? So heparin, let's say 10 and 2. Bing. Yeah. New oral anticoags, like dabigatran, reversibly bind thrombin. We'll do more of that in phase 2. But it's basically a direct target, so they are more specific. They don't require monthly doodaring. Happy? And that's it.
Fabulous.